Hello, D Fresh. How are you? Hey, James Johnson. How are you doing? Welcome. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Hey there, Jesus girl Betty. How are you? Hey, just be real. How are you doing? Thank you guys for being here. Let me get my lights right over here. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Hey, Dana. How are you? Thank you for being here. Oh, the moderators are coming in. I am great. Thank you for asking. Hold on, let me put my glasses on so I can see you guys, so I can see all the comments. How are all of you doing? You see me? Okay. Thank you, Just Be Real. How are you all doing this evening? Thank you for being here. Hey, Florida in the house. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, Jesus girl Betty. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for being here. Hope all is well, Dana. Hope all is well. I know it is. Thank you guys for being here. Let me get you guys a few minutes so we can have people come on in here so we can get started. I haven't seen you guys in like 3 weeks. I apologize. I told you guys I usually take a sabbatical in January. Usually it trickles into February, but I am here. So thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you guys. We're just waiting for a few people to come in here. I haven't been in here for a minute. It has been like 3 weeks. And so, of course, within that 3-week period of time, my algorithms have to reset themselves. So I apologize. But thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Good evening, everybody. And my moderators have some information to post in there. I'll just start talking a little bit while we're waiting for some people to come in. First of all, my name is Dr. Carmen Bryant. I am the host of Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. You can find me on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and you can join me. I don't have enough devices, or I would have come onto TikTok, but I didn't have another device to stream live. So I'm just on right now. I'm live on Instagram. I am live on Facebook, and I am live on YouTube. Usually YouTube have the most viewers, but I know some people have their preferences as to where they like to view the live. Hey, librarian, how are you? I hope all is well. But while we are waiting, I just want you to know, while we're waiting for people to come in, I just want you to know that I will be. Hey, Darnella, how are you? Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. But just to let you guys know, those of you that are in Texas, on March 14th, I will be in Austin, Texas. And thank you so much, Just Be Real. I will be in Austin, Texas, and I will be celebrating my early birthday with a VIP lunch. We are going to an exquisite restaurant. I'm not going to announce the restaurant because it's only for those people that registered to be with me. I have seating for 25 people. I only have 19 seats left. So is 19. So my moderators will post, those that I sent it to will post the link for you to sign up. But it will be on March 14th, which is a Saturday. We will be in Austin, Texas. We are going to a very nice exquisite restaurant. It will be VIPs only. I only have 19 seats left for VIP dining with me personally and with my staff. with my administrators. You'll be joining me. It will be a lunch. We will be there probably at 1 o'clock. Those of you that registered already, I have sent the location to you. And I will be sending the time and any other information. Do know that when you register for the lunch, I will personally call you so that I can talk to you to tell you where the location is, what the expectation is. It is a business event, or you can do business casual. And the colors, my favorite color is black. I just don't like to look like I am, what do they call, emo. I like black and gold. I like black and red. I like black and silver. And so just wear some black and accent it with fuchsias and pinks and whatever colors you like. Whatever colors you like. The reason why I like the color black is it has a slimming effect. It has that slimming effect. So if you kind of, voluptuous, sometimes it has a slimming effect, but it is a business or business casual event on March 14th. And I'll announce it again before I end. So on March 14th, I will be in Austin, Texas. And in Austin, Texas, I will be having a VIP lunch. I have room for 25 people. I have 19 seats left right now. I posted it, but I noticed that because when I post, I don't get as many viewers as I get when I don't get as many viewers as when I go live. And so I wanted to announce that while I am live. And just be real. I think it was, did you post? Okay, it's posted on Facebook. Okay, she's posting on Facebook. So hopefully it shows up on Facebook. I saw it, but I think it came in on a private message. I don't know if you're able to post it on live. I didn't see it on the live pop up, but then again, my is kind of delayed. So I don't know if it's on delay. But ladies and gentlemen, like I said, March 14th, I will be in Austin, Texas. Please join me for a VIP. I have 19 seats left out of 25. Please show up. Please come and support me. You get to talk to me. You get to ask me whatever questions. And then keep in mind, we're not on a live, so nobody knows where we're at. We're not on live. It's VIP. Oh, thank you. But it is VIP. You can ask me whatever question you want. If you want to bring your books, I will sign your books. But we will have a personal lunch, VIP lunch, and it will be with me and my administrator, my staff. You'll be joining us to celebrate early my birthday. My birthday is actually on March 24th, but because I'll be in Austin on March 14th, I will make sure to stop so that you can come and meet and greet. It's doing a meet and greet. So meet and greet with Dr. Bryant for her birthday. And I know some people have asked if they can bring gifts. Please don't bring any gifts, because remember, I have to get back on the airplane. And so I can't carry all that on the airplane. I like cash. You can pin cash on me now. You can pin cash and cash at me. I'm not going to argue with that. So, but you guys ready for tonight? And keep in mind, I haven't been on in 3 weeks. And so what happens is whenever I'm not on, the algorithms haven't caught up. And so I have to get back on and get my algorithms going again, to get my viewership up so you guys can get this information. But the moderators will be posting the link where you can purchase your tickets. And they'll be posting it in the live as well. And then I will also make sure I post it and pin it in the comments. So if you're coming back well, this is a live, but if you guys come back and you are watching what is it called? Look, I'm so excited about talking tonight. I gotta get my thoughts together. Y'all. But if you come back and you are watching, okay, so let me look at the date. Let's look at the date. The replay. If you are looking at me right now, it is what day is it today? Today's February the 22nd. It is 8:28 Pacific Standard Time. So add 2 hours Central Standard Time, add 3 hours for Eastern Standard Time. If you look up at the top of your screens, you'll see live. If you say if it says was live, you're watching a replay. So please, when you're watching a replay, just look in the comment section. You will find the ticket information where you can click on the tickets and purchase the ticket. And then when the live is ended, I will make sure to post the links as well so that you can click on the ticket so you can join me on March 14th. Well, let's go ahead and get started. Let me take a swig of coffee so I won't yawn. So tonight, I'm talking about a topic. I did a short, I did like a 10-minute video, but I know that I was going to come back and I was going to finish talking about PTSD. And I will come back and talk about PTSD probably next time I come back. But today, it was something that a young man said on live, and I did a 10-minute video, but I said I wanted to come in and do, I wanted to talk. Hey there, Cluster Be Free. But I just wanted to come in and I wanted to talk about let's stop normalizing toxicity. And this includes your family, and I wanted to talk about it because a lot of you have grown up in different cultures as well. A lot of us have grown up in different cultures. And so culturally, especially those of you that may be a little older than me, that have grown up in the 60s and the 50s, or maybe older, because some people on here are a little older. One of the biggest things that you have been told by family is culture, traditions, that families stay together. It doesn't matter, forgive and forget. Keep in mind, hi, Gian. Is it Gian? But keep in mind, people have been taught, we're family, we stick together as family, we forgive and forget. First of all, we do not forgive. I mean, we forgive, we do not forget. When you forget, that's called amnesia. We do not have amnesia. We have very good memory. And when you have very good memory, that means that you may forgive something, but that doesn't mean that you have forgotten what happened. Because if you forgot what happened, it's inevitable that you will repeat that again. Or you will just miss that again when you have been shown. Maya Angelou said that when a person shows you who they are, believe them the first time. And so a lot of times when you grow up in families that are toxic, one of the biggest things is you're trying as hard as you can to keep family together because we're family. Those of you that say, family is all that I got, family is all that I got. But what if it's your family that is causing the harm? What if it's your family that's causing you mental anguish? What if it's your family that has what can we say, that has violated you, abused you, has made you, demeaned you, has made you feel less than, always has something negative to say. You got siblings that compete with you. Why are your siblings competing with you? Some of you are the youngest of the family. Some of you guys are the oldest of the family. How are your family members or how are your siblings competing with a position in the family? You don't have any say as to what position you were born into. You have just been born into. Especially like if you're the oldest in the family, the oldest of the family is the most trained in the family. You know how the family runs. So we don't stress it. So when you try to step into an older sibling's shoes, it doesn't work too well because that older sibling is got the badges for it. You know what I mean? They're the ones that open up a pathway for the youngest when they come in there. Sometimes even protective wise, to protect the younger siblings or the youngest one. Sometimes the oldest or the middle child or whatever child is jealous of the youngest child because of the attention they get. Or if you have a child in the family that was special needs or had behavior issues, it wasn't the parents that that favored the younger child. It may have been one of those situations where that child that needed that attention had behavior issues that needed attention, and they felt comfortable with the other children, being able to fend for themselves. But it may look like they favored, or you may have had narcissist parents that that abused and misused you, and you broke away from the toxicity, or you could have been the scapegoat. So that parent, got the children together, triangulated, created those flying monkeys, and everybody came up against you to keep that family dynamic, that toxic family dynamic going. And so let me talk about something real quick. Let me show you something real quick. So when you go look up the term toxic, and this is not the only definitions, I just picked out the one that was relevant to the conversation. And so of course you guys know I got my handy dandy notes. And so when you look at the term toxic, it means capable of causing harm or injury, poisonous, characterized by behavior that will negatively impact others, especially mentally and emotionally. Some of you guys have mental and emotional issues because of your own family, but you keep jumping back in there in hopes that they will change. I've got to talk to them. I got to make them understand. I have to teach them. They just don't understand. I keep trying to explain it to them. I keep trying to explain to them how they're hurting me. I keep trying to help them. I'm doing the best that I can. Or sometimes parents have parentified you, and you have become the spokesman of the family. The parents like talk to your family and talk to your siblings. Talk to your and then you feel like you're the spokesman, or you're the one that's supposed to fix the siblings. It's not your responsibility. Some of you have been parentified, where it's your responsibility to teach them, to keep them from abusing, or to talk to them. So some of you have been parentified, but but it's causing you mental anguish. You keep jumping back every time you go. Holidays, birthdays, special events, whenever you go, you come back drained. You come back wounded. You come back hurt. Your siblings say some of the stupidest things. Some of them, and that they're saying stuff on purpose to hurt you. They're saying, and you're in denial. And you don't believe, no, they didn't mean, you're justifying what they're saying to you. No, they didn't mean it like that. Sometimes they have a hard time expressing. No, you justifying you don't justify bad behavior. You don't justify bad comments to hurt you, but let's keep going. Toxic, the definition toxic, inclined to control others in a manipulative or domineering manner. You got siblings and parents, within your family, or aunts or uncles or grandparents that try to control you in a manipulative or domineering manner. And you may not be the only one. They can be very toxic, means very cruel or malignant in character. That sounds like a narcissist, right? The malignant narcissist as well. All narcissists are malignant, but there is a such thing as a malignant narcissist. Those that we call sociopaths, that are malignant narcissists, that are antisocial, also have antisocial personality disorder. Those are malignant. All of them malignant, but that's what we would consider malignant. The term normalize. So when we say let's stop normalizing toxicity, to normalize something means to make normal. To make something previously illegal permissible. So, or I'm gonna give you another one: to authorize, or to permit, to allow, to approve. So, believe it or not, to normalize something means that you're allowing something to happen. You are allowing something to happen. And some of you are thinking, I can't control what they do. You sure can, but you can control what you do. Whether you decide to show up or be around that. You cannot control another person. You cannot change another person. There's nothing you can do to make another person change who they are or change what they're doing. But you have total control over what you choose to allow yourself to go through. Whether you stay in that area, whether you leave, that's called boundaries. Boundaries are non-negotiable. I don't have to negotiate my boundaries. If you get on my last nerves, or you're toxic, or you're malignant, or you say things to embarrass me, or everything that comes out of your mouth is a compliment, it's an underhanded compliment, or an underhanded insult. It sounds like a compliment, but you always have something negative to say. There's always a but in there to negate something that they've said. I have the right to remove myself from your presence, because either I'm going to slap the spit out of you. Now, I know that sounds harsh, y'all, so that's the only thing I can say. I'm going to slap the spit out of your mouth, or I'm going to slap your teeth into somebody else's mouth. But that means that you're going to change your character and lower yourself to that individual. So what you do is to remove yourself out of that situation and maintain your character. You don't have to stoop to their level, right? So let's look at what I'm talking about when we're talking about let's stop normalizing toxicity. So you set rules on how others treat you, but you allow it in your family. So you can set rules on everybody on out. You have people that tell you don't. Have you ever had a close friend of yours that tells you, you shouldn't let her treat you the way that she treats you? You're a better man than that, or you shouldn't let him treat you the way you're better than that. You need to remove yourself. You deserve better than that. But then all of a sudden it's a family member doing the exact same thing that a date or somebody that you're dating, is doing. Your family member is doing the exact same thing. And then you hear them say, oh, but that's different. That's family. How is that different? How's that different? Because now you're a hypocrite. You shouldn't let a man or a woman do that to you, or you shouldn't let people run over you, or you shouldn't let your friend take advantage of you, and you can point all that out. But when you turn around and family members are doing the exact same thing, then all of a sudden those rules don't apply to the family. But the family is doing the exact same thing. Now imagine the people that you're telling them about that friend, that boyfriend, that girlfriend, that husband, that wife belongs to somebody's family. So if they're not supposed to do it to you, they're doing it to their family too. But the rules don't, all of a sudden the rules don't apply to your family. Oh, but that's family, that's different. Blood is thicker than water, which is a lie, because anybody on here that's a medical professional knows that if the blood is thicker than water, that means you need to be taking some type of blood thing and medication, because you are going to have a heart attack and you're going to die. Put it that way. And the actual saying is the blood of the covenant is stronger than the blood of the covenant is stronger than the water of the womb, meaning that the you say cramping or clamping, you say, but what happens is that the relationships that you create, the covenants that you make with people that may not even be in your family, and they're healthy covenants, healthy relationships. Sometimes those are stronger than the actual relationships with family. It's the familiar ties, meaning the mother, the father, or your siblings. Sometimes the ones that you create are much healthier than the ones you're coming out of. And it's unfortunate that sometimes our families are the ones you're trying to escape from or get away from. And then when you have enough time for that brain fog to clear up and you start looking at your family, you have to be careful not to turn your nose up like, y'all are toxic. Y'all are like a bunch of little roaches trying to pull each other back into the pot. Y'all all are doing the exact same thing, but when you are in the midst of it, your heart bleeds because that's family. You know what I mean? So, like I said before, sometimes it's cultural, sometimes it's traditional. And so when you're coming out of a family culturally that you have been taught that, sometimes it's hard to break that cultural, that cultural tie, because in certain cultures, you just don't do that. That's unheard of. You don't do that. And for a lot of people, they look at the American culture as well as like, the American culture doesn't even take care of their elders. Then the American culture knows how to cut you off. And it's understandable that some people are in different cultures, so that's unheard of. You just don't do that. And then for some of you, you guys have family that pays your bills. That is the hook, line, and sinker. That right there is the carrot. That's what they dangle over your head, to maintain control over you so that you can't break the tie. For some of you, I did a conference about a year or two ago. I think it's about a year or two ago, maybe 2 years ago. And I was talking about breaking generational cycles, dysfunctional cycles. And when you are in a toxic family, you are in this dysfunctional cycle. And they are content with this dysfunctional cycle. What's right is wrong and what's wrong is right. And anybody they pull in there, they make them conform to this dysfunctional cycle. And some of you are actually scapegoats. And some of you have escaped that. You have gotten out of that dysfunctional cycle. And there's a few things that happen. Number one, they try to pull you back into that dysfunctional cycle because you have disrupted the family cycle. You have a problem. You have an issue. And I can't believe that you would just stop talking to your family. I can't believe, and then they'll blame the people around you. They have to take control of the narrative. Yeah, when he or she got with this group of people, they turned them away. That's a cult. That's a this. They're toxic. They're this, they're that. And, once she connected or once he connected with them, they convinced them that there's something wrong with the family. And I just can't believe that you walk. Don't forget where you come from. And some of us are like, well, shoot, I'm trying to forget where I'm come from, but I can't, And some of you have broken that dysfunctional cycle. You've gotten away from it. So they're always trying to pull you back in by guilt tripping you. So they try to pull you back in so they can recreate that dysfunctional homeostasis. You have disrupted it. So because you have disrupted it, all eyes are now on the family. Like, you guys must be dysfunctional, but they're trying to maintain their, saving face. They're trying to maintain, you're the problem. Everyone is pointing their finger at you. And a lot of times what you'll see is that family come together. That's the one time family comes together to point their finger, because if they can't pull you in, then what they'll do is devalue you. They'll push you out of that cycle. they'll make it seem like you're the problem. That's just like when the body, is trying to, like when a germ has been introduced to the body, the red blood cells kick in and they try to push that out of the system. You may have a fever blister, you may have a boil, you have something, but you have a fever and it pushes out of body. Well, the family tries to do it like that because you're disrupting us. You're causing us pain. You're causing us embarrassment. You're disrupting this dysfunctional cycle and it's making us anxious because once they hear you talk, you're going to tell our secrets. Something is wrong with you. So a lot of you have experienced that. There's nothing wrong with you. It's the fact that you're not going to comply with this nonsense. You're not going to comply with this dysfunction. And a lot of scapegoats, you're just the truth teller. I'm not going to sit here and lie and make it seem like this is okay. I'm not going to sit here and agree with you in this dysfunction to make it seem like everything is okay because it's not okay. I'm not going to sit here and agree with you guys on this. So you become the problem. You're the problem now. Now, there's something, not one thing, because a lot of times my mother, Apostle Helen Sadler, she says she dropped some good nuggets. There's something she said today that I wanted to use today. And she said, when you're dealing with a narcissist family, when you're dealing with a toxic family, you're also dealing with a family that deals with pride, a lot of pride. And when individuals have pride, pride is not something you'll pick up yourself. Pride is something that someone has to point out to you. And the one thing that without a doubt, and you're dealing with narcissist family members, they deal with a lot of pride. And when you point out that pride, you're the outside person, not outside, but you're the person that's pointing out the pride, immediately they have to take charge of that narrative because you're making it seem like something is wrong with me. You're making it seem like, that I'm flawed, and I'm not going to accept that. You're telling them how prideful that they can't even accept themselves. Remember I told you guys about the Johari window? You guys go look it up. The Johari's window is a square with 4 panes. There are things that you know about. It's self-actualization. Things that you know about yourself that everybody knows. There's some things that you're very aware of and other people are aware of. And there are things that you are aware of or that you know about yourself that nobody else knows about you. So that means those are things that are private. That's the mask that you wear. Everybody doesn't need to know my business. These are personal things that I know about myself that I safeguard, that I don't share with anybody else. Then there's what's called a blind spot. The blind spot is where other people know about you that you don't know about yourself. And when people point out that blind spot, there's a few things that happen, especially for a narcissist. They're going to argue you down and project those that issues that you're pointing out. They'll project that on you and they'll say it's you. All of us have narcissist traits, but when you're pointing that out to a narcissist, they're quick to point out your traits and make them bigger than what they really are. Yours are not permanent. Yours may shift around, but theirs is permanent. And you point out their flaws or you point out something and they don't see it. They're not going to accept it. They're in denial. They're going to fight you every step of the way because you're making me seem imperfect. You're making me seem like I'm flawed. You're making it seem like something is wrong with me. So it's that blind spot. People can see them, but they don't see themselves and they won't accept themselves. And then there are things that you don't know about yourself that other people don't know because it hasn't come out yet. You don't know certain strengths that you have. You don't know certain weaknesses that you have because you have not been faced with extreme circumstances. There are heroes that are made. You don't know that you have this strength. You didn't even know, some of you leaving these narcissists, you didn't even know, how strong you were, how resilient you really were until you ended up leaving. Or they ended up discarding you and you didn't even realize you had it in you. You didn't know you had businesses in you. You didn't even know you knew how to make money until you start looking back like it was always there. I just didn't see it. So, but pride, once you point that out, they're not going to accept it. They will refuse to accept it, and they never see themselves. They will never see themselves. Let's see. One thing that I said, when you have toxic family, toxic friends, and when I say this, I mean this in toxicity or in family and friends. Another thing I also want to say is that a lot of times when a person is in denial, let me look. When a person is in denial, when you're starting to look at some traits, in that person, immediately you go into denial because you'll start looking at yourself. I have those traits too. Well, I really can't point because you're in denial. You can't believe that there's a possibility that my family, my husband, my wife, my child, my siblings, my mother, my father, it's just hard for me to believe. I just can't fathom that. I can't, it's hard for me to believe. And you'll justify, you'll come up with excuses, you'll justify, and well, I can't point my finger because I'm like that as well. But a lot of times you'll justify and you get caught up in cognitive dissonance. And remember, I told you before, in that cognitive dissonance, you have two realities existing at one time. On one hand, it's logic. I know this person mistreats me. I know this person doesn't do me right. Everything that she's saying, I know it. I know it in my heart. I know they're cheating on me. I know. But then your emotions override logic. Your emotions override logic to a point where, but I love them. And when things are good, things are good. And when things are bad, things are bad. I know, and a lot of you will get mad and say, till death do us part. And that's family. That's family. I can't leave family. What I look like leaving family. That's not right. What am I supposed to do? So you come up with your own reality. And you have to watch it. You come up with your own reality. I'm going to stay until the kids get older. And once the kids get older, then I'm going to leave. But in the meantime, you're damaging your kids as well. You're giving them the wrong perspective of what relationships are supposed to look like. Well, you know what? We're just going to parent. And the only time I'm going to talk to them, we're just going to keep friends. I'm going to keep my distance and everything. Yeah. If you are a smoker and you tell yourself, I'm just going to go down to lights and I'm only going to smoke, instead of me smoking a pack, I'm only going to smoke 5 a day. You still smoke. An alcoholic knows that there's all or nothing. An alcoholic know all or nothing. Either I'm going to stop drinking. There's no such thing as just weekend drinking. And then they get mad at you. All my friends socially drink. Why I can't socially drink? You are, sir, ma'am, an alcoholic. You are different. You are inclined to addiction and you are inclined to going overboard with the alcohol. For you, there is a no-go. And you even have to separate yourself from people that are drinkers. Sometimes they have to separate themselves because it is a constant, temptation to go back and relapse and do it again because it is a dysfunctional coping mechanism that they have picked up. And so likewise, even with family, toxic family, so let's look. When you put up your boundaries, and you make the decision on the distancing yourself from your family. You make your decisions whether you want to show up at the barbecue, at the family reunion, at Thanksgiving. Some of you guys hate the holidays because in the holidays they've always made it miserable for you. You want to go to the family, you want to enjoy, but every time you get there, someone got something smart to say and try to embarrass you and your kids. They always got something smart to say. They talking behind your back, or they always got an opinion. You ain't asked for no opinion, but they always giving you their opinion. Some of you are older than your siblings. Some of you are older than the people that you're around, but they always got something to say and what they think and what their opinion is. And, it's miserable. You get there and it's miserable. They're always competing for attention. They always got something negative to say. They're always hurting your feelings, and this is what I wanted to say as well. A lot of times we try so hard to figure out whether the person that you're with is a narcissist, and you get mad because they don't fit the regular symptomology of a narcissist. Understand that a narcissist is not just with narcissist features. According to Sandra Baum and over 30 years of study, narcissists normally have more than one personality disorder or more than one disorder. And so a lot of times people, with that cognitive dissonance, they're so focused on those particular traits. They don't have those narcissist traits. But yet, paranoid and antisocial and other things. There are other clusters that they fall into. And instead of it's not time when you're in these bad situations to try to diagnose a person. Well, if I don't see these narcissist traits, then I'm going to try to make it work. You can't make nothing work. And the thing you need to be looking at is not whether they're a narcissist or not, is how they're treating you. How are they treating you? Are they treating you with respect? Are they treating you with respect? Are they honoring you? Are they cheating? HIV and other diseases out here are AIDS, is blind, and some of them don't care. Herpes, blind. And some of them don't care. They do stuff on purpose. And the more they do it, they think that they are immune to this. And then they expose you and your children to it, So a lot of times it's something that I say in therapy all the time. This is not the time to try to diagnose the person. How are they treating you? How do you feel when you get around them? You feel less than? They're always demeaning you. They're always cheating you. When I have a conversation with a person and it becomes really confusing, and all of a sudden they're mad and they're trying to confuse, I'm not going to keep talking to you. That's the end of that conversation. That's the end of that conversation. Those are my boundaries. I don't have to tell you that the more you talk, the more confused I am. I just stop the conversation. You know what? I'm not going to have this conversation. And that's it. No, you're going to finish this conversation. Yeah. Okay. You don't have to explain, no, because this is confusing and I'm going to keep my boundaries and you don't tell me what to do. And no, that's not how boundaries go. Boundaries are, you know what? I'm not going to keep arguing with you. And that's the end of that conversation. I'm not going to keep talking to you. They're texting you. I'm not finished with the conversation. Delete, block. But some of you are so accustomed to this. That's the only attention that you get. So you're drawn to that attention. If they're not arguing with you, you don't know you want that attention. But boundaries means you cut them off where you cut them off. And you don't have to try to figure out whether that person is a narcissist or not. When you're in the middle of the storm, that's not time to figure out, if this is a F5 or F10. Get out the storm. Get out the storm. Stop trying to diagnose. But this is the same thing that I say in therapy. That's not the time where you're trying to diagnose a person. Hey, I'm a beautiful one. This is not the time that you go in there trying to diagnose the person. This is the time to get away from the person. How are they treating you? How do you feel? Do you feel stressed? Do you feel confused? And you keep on saying, I'm just trying to explain it to them. They just don't understand. I'm going to have this conversation with them to try to explain to them so they can understand my point of view. You said at one time that they don't understand your point. It's not even that they don't understand. They don't want to understand. As long as they keep you in that dysfunctional cycle, they're happy because you're confused. So they feel like they're empowered. And as long as they keep you in that cycle, they know they got power over you. The person that's able to manipulate you, the person that's able to make you act out of character, the person that's able to get a reaction from you, emotionally reaction, they're the ones that have power over you. Hey, beautiful. But if you get emotional, if you get frustrated, that means that person has power over you. So it's not time for you to try to figure out what that person is. You're just trying to justify, and you're stuck in this cognitive dissonance. But if the person is not treating you with respect, if you're confused, if every time you get out there you feel exhausted, every time you have a conversation you feel exhausted and confused, and you feel like the more you explain, they understand exactly what they're doing. That's the whole game. That is the whole trauma bond. That's the game. Let's see. Every time you get around your family, they always have to find fault. That's like giving you a compliment. I like that dress, but I can tell you gained a little weight. But other than that, that dress looks good on you. Or you lost a lot of weight, but you gained some of that weight back. Or I love your haircut, but I didn't realize your head was that big. I didn't know you had a pea head. Or I love those glasses, but they're just so big. I wouldn't wear them. Ain't nobody asked you that. They give you a compliment, but then they give you right behind the compliment. It's like they take the compliment back by saying something negative. I see you driving that car. Ain't that the old model right there? Isn't that the old model? That's not even the new model. Did you just say you like the car? Just give me the compliment and leave it alone. Oh, where'd you get that from? Oh, well, Walmart got new ones now. Since you're a Walmart shopper. Since you're a Walmart shopper. What that mean? So it's like every time they say something to you, it's always like that it's a backhand compliment. You don't just get a compliment without getting something back. It's like you're prepared for it. Like, I know they're going to say something nice, but they're going to take what they say and they're going to take it back. It never fails. And you leave out and say, doesn't matter what happens, no matter what. They always throw shade. They always got something else to say. Something. They never can say something nice and leave it at that. Let's see. And one of the biggest problems that we run into, right, is when you decide to cut the family off. You have limited your time. You don't go visit, but every 20 years, I'm exaggerating, but you don't go, yeah, there you go, Bob the Builder and Wrecking Ralph. Right there, girl. Right there. But where's Nikki at? Where's Nikki from Texas? Because I know I haven't called, and I apologize. I've been so busy, but I want to make sure you come to Austin when I come to Austin. Where is she at? But I want to make sure that she comes to Austin when I'm in Austin. But anyway, but they're always throwing shade. They always got something to say. And the thing about it is not only do they have something to say, but when you make a decision, they guilt trip you about making a decision to cut. Well, you make sure you come up there to Austin when I'm in Austin. I'm gonna announce it again at the end, okay? I'm gonna announce it again at the end. But when what was I saying? I'm sorry. I was so focused on you. I'm sorry. But what was I saying, y'all? Recall. Oh, when you create boundaries, they always want to guilt trip you. They want to make you feel bad about your boundaries. Your boundaries are just that. Your boundaries to keep your mental intact, to keep your emotions intact, to keep you want to be happy, go lucky. They don't like to see you happy. They don't like to see you happy. They don't like to see you, living life. And the quickest way, I'm telling you guys, to get back at your abusers is to live life and be happy, to excel, to do something for yourself. They can't stand it. It tears them up on the inside because misery loves company. Misery loves company. And the best way, when you set your boundaries in place, it's your choice whether you want to see them, when you want to talk to them, how long you want to talk to them, what you want to send them, whether you want to come around, whether you want to join in the little reindeer games. And then when you are in the little reindeer games, Rudolph, they talking about your shiny nose. They talk your nose, something wrong with your nose. You are awkward. And you are in the same family that they're in. But it is you don't have to feel guilty about setting boundaries. That is a manipulative and toxic trait of narcissists and toxic families, to make you feel guilty because you have made them feel uncomfortable. It's not about you. It's about me. Just remember that. It's not about you. It's about me. Remember that. Not me. I'm talking about you. So let's see. Another thing I want to say as I'm winding back down, another thing I want to say is, this is one thing that irritates me. It irritates me. And I heard a guy talking about this, and I said, he just hit it. He was on point when he said this. When it talks about husband and wives, have you ever heard a husband or wife? Now, and I'm going to tell you the difference, okay? Have you ever heard a husband or wife say, I want to thank my wife? And they do it in a public setting, because what they're doing is feeding you. I want to thank my wife, or I want to thank my husband for hanging in there with me when I know I wasn't right. When I know I was irresponsible. I want to thank my wife for putting up with me, when she could have left, or when he could have left, my husband, when he could have left. I want to thank my husband or wife for because she could have gone. He could have left. And I know I wasn't an easy person to deal with. And no, what's happening, there's two things that's happening. One, I can understand if you were young and got together and you guys were still getting your silliness out. You guys are struggling with trying to pay bills. You really weren't responsible with bills and hadn't got the cheating out your system. But you know that husband or that wife changed. You know for a fact that husband or wife has changed. They matured and they got older. And now, they're talking to other people like, listen, I had to go win my wife back. I had to get my husband back because I know I was wrong. And they take accountability and responsibility, and they have made a 180-degree turn. And they're nothing like they used to be. And you like, child, I sure was about to leave him. I was getting ready to leave her, or I was getting ready to leave him. And they made changes, and you see that they made changes. That's one thing. But when you're dealing with a narcissist and you got a manipulative person that does that, what they're doing is they're conditioning you. What they're doing is that positive and negative reinforcement. And what's really happening is I want to give a shout out to my wife or my husband for putting up with me when I know she should have or he should have left. And they were cheating, and they're still cheating, and they haven't cheated. And what they're doing is they're hoovering you, or they're love bombing you. And what they're really saying is that I'm giving you what you want so bad so that I can lock you back in, because I feel like you're getting ready to leave. What they're doing is that positive and negative reinforcement. You positively reinforce a behavior that you want to keep happening, like potty training a child. You want them to keep peeing in the potty, so you applaud them. You give them a treat. So they're looking for that applause. They're looking for that validation. And then when they pee in their clothes, you're like, oh no. And they're like, yay. You're like, no, it's not a yay. They were like, no candy. No, they want a reward. And you're like, no. So what they do is, I want that reward. So I need to continue doing what it is that got me that reward. Positive and negative reinforcement. Well, a narcissist toxic folks, they do the exact same thing. And then you hear them because they may not pay attention to you. They may not give you compliments. The only time they compliment you is when they want something from you. So they're either trying to get you to come back, they're trying to get something from you, so they'll pat you on the head. They'll give you accolades. They pay attention to you. I want to thank my husband or my wife because they put up with me. I'm still putting up with you. Some of y'all, not me. Some of y'all say I'm still putting up with you. You haven't changed. You got these people thinking that you done changed. But hope is the last thing to go because you think in the same way. I know they're going to change this time because I got hope. This time is different. It's nothing different. It's just what they're saying may be different. And they're giving you accolades in public, around people, And so there is positive and negative reinforcement. They're petting you on your head because they're trying to get you, because they're going to turn right back around and do the exact same thing. You've been together 20, 30, 40 years, 15, 20 years. However long you've been with this person, they still have not changed. They keep doing the same thing. They're on a cycle. Every 3 months you catch them. Every 3 to 4 months you catch them. They're irresponsible with their finances. You can go talk to the ex-wife or the ex-ex-wife and find out that they filed bankruptcy before. Now you in the cycle again, they're filing bankruptcy with you. So you already know they got a pattern of irresponsibility, but they're quick to put it on the husband or the wife, whoever the narcissist is. But they already got a cycle. And they blaming the other spouse. This is what happened. This is what happened. They caused me to go into bankruptcy. They caused my business to close. They caused the house to go into foreclosure. And now you're watching this cycle and you're in denial thinking, yeah, it was the other person. And now you see them in this cycle and you're watching them in this cycle and they're doing the exact same thing in your relationship. And they come back and they done came up with a good story. And you know why you believe it? Because you want to. You don't want to believe that you got the same thing that the other person got, that the old supply got. You don't want to believe it. You don't want to believe it, so I'm not going to believe it. And guess what they do? I want to thank my wife for staying with me. I want to thank my husband for staying with me. Even when I was irresponsible, they're still irresponsible. And you know it. You know they still irresponsible. But you are in that cognitive dissonance with this time. I know this time it's not going to happen. Because then it happened in the last marriage. They don't make a mistake this time. They don't cry. I know I'm irresponsible. And I know I just haven't learned. Because, and I guarantee you, they're going to take it from themselves and put it back on somebody else. Because I never learned. But they jacking up your finances too. But guess what? I want to thank my husband and wife for sticking with me because I know I made some bad decisions. And, and I'm thankful because he or she got me back on track. Now, y'all done filed bankruptcy. They got some more money, And that's not what you want to do. And they still got bad spending habits. You see what I mean? Yeah, two conflicting thoughts. Arguing on the inside, you come up with your own truth. And so let's see. So that's all I have. Hopefully that helped you guys tonight. Hopefully that has helped you guys tonight. And I hope you guys learned something from this. This is not an easy topic for many of you because some of you guys are in it right now. Right now. And I know it's a very painful truth. And some people just can't handle the truth because it's painful. Because you can make decisions. You can make decisions to be healthy. You can make decisions to be free of this abuse. Some of you can make these decisions and live life more abundantly. Live life. You know what I mean? Hey, Sue, how are you? She said, I've seen that done by him to the second wife, but he passed in November 2025. Oh, wow. Hey, Jana. She said, yes, I often say the fastest way to detect them is to say no or set a boundary and see how they react. Absolutely. Yeah. So listen. So what I was going to tell you guys, as I'm ending this evening, because I know I want to get in, say what I had to say so you guys can go to sleep. But I will be in Houston, Texas, March 14th. I am inviting, I've got 25 slots available to you so that you can come and join me and my team on the 14th at an exquisite restaurant, VIP only. I've got 25 slots. I got 19 slots left. There is a registration fee. And when you pay the registration fee, it pays for food. It pays for all your meats, pays for all your food and vegetables, one dessert, and all you can drink. And that's non-alcoholic drinks. But your food will be taken care of. We'll be in a VIP section at the restaurant. It'll be you and me, My team, you can ask me whatever question you want to ask me. You want a hug, you want me to sign your book, you want to take pictures, but we're going to have conversations. And a lot of conversations that I have on social media, I have to curtail it to social media because I just can't be raw in having a conversation. But because I'm a therapist, I am a coach trainer, but I have real conversations, and we'll have some real conversations, and I'm raw, and I'll say it just like, I say it just like it needs to be said. Just be real. No, I'll say it just like it needs to be said. But oftentimes when we're on social media, I can't say it exactly how I need to say it to you because you'll be censored, But on March 14th, I have a registration on you. I have 19 slots left. I'm inviting 19 more people. I do have books. You go on Amazon and you go look up Dr. Carmen, or you put Carmen Bryant in there. I would grab my book real quick, but I can't because it's, let me look. Let me stand up. It's sitting over on my desk, but it's Unmasking the Illusion of Perfection. And it has a gentleman with a blue, it's a white book with a gentleman wearing a blue suit and a mask in his face. But just put Carmen Bryant and it's Unmasking the Illusion of Perfection. Abused by the Esteemed. And it is on Amazon. You can look on Amazon. But on March 14th, I will be in Austin, Texas for a meet and greet and birthday celebration at a very nice restaurant. It is business casual or business only, and it's VIP. The colors, I love the color black with gold or silver, or you accent it whatever way you want to, because black is slimming, has the slimming effect. But you can register. The moderators, my moderators have put a link when I end each one of these one of the lives. I will also put the link in there so that you guys, I'll try to pin the link in there so that you can register. I have 19 more slots left. If you want to join me, I have a space for 25 people. I have 19 slots left. But please make sure you register so we can get a head count for the restaurant so they know where to put our VIP and how many. I'll be in Austin. Yes, I'll be in Austin. So I'll be in Austin on the 14th of March. It's a Saturday, and we're going to do a lunch at 1 p.m. It's going to be a VIP only, so you have to register. I'm not telling everybody where we're at because we don't want people just to pop up. This is VIP only. There's a registration fee, but your meal is totally paid for. All the food, all the food you can eat, very exquisite. You'll see. The only thing that is not covered is if you want non-alcoholic drinks. Non-alcoholic drinks is not covered. So if you drink, that's on you. That comes out of yours. But tipped, food, everything is covered, and we will be in VIP because it pays also for the VIP section that we'll be in, and it will be us and my team, my administrators. And so look for the link. They posted the link on here, and I will post the link after the broadcast goes, after we close out on the broadcast. I will make sure that, hi, Deanna, and I will make sure I put the link in there so that you can register. March 14th, Austin, Texas. Please meet me, and we're going to be together at the restaurant for meet and greet and my birthday celebration. I did have people ask if they can bring gifts. Please don't bring any gifts because I have to carry it on the airplane, and I can't carry it on the airplane. I would have to leave it here. But please, you're welcome to tie some money on my shirt. I'll never say no. I'll never say no. I'll tell you, yeah, go ahead, or you can cash at me. But please, I hope to see you guys on March 14th in Austin, Texas. I'm looking forward to it. I'm honored for you guys to be with me. And do know that I'm a very short individual. Shut up, just be real. But I wish you could come too. Thank you so much, Anne-Marie. I appreciate you. Hopefully you guys will be there. Those of you, who is that? Rising Strong Foundation. Make sure you come out. Make sure you come out. If you do have a book, bring your book. I'll sign your book for you. And if you guys have Nikki on here, Nikki, wherever you are at, I meant to contact you. Please, please forgive me. It's my schedule. And then, of course, you guys know I'm opening up a coaching institute. I'm opening up a coaching institute, so that has been taking a lot of my time, a lot of my time. And then I'm on the road with my mother, and so that's been taking up a lot of my time. So please forgive me. But if Nikki comes on here, if she comes back to the replay, Nikki, please register so you can come out, so you can bring me some more information. But please, yes, please come. Please, I'm looking forward. Please register. Food is taken care of. Food, drinks, I think it's one dessert. I'm not sure, but we can hustle them for some more desserts. But all the food you can eat, all that has great coffee. I wish I was in Houston. I'm gonna come to Houston one day. I will. If you guys host an event and invite me, I will come to Houston. I sure will. But I will be in Austin. So I'll be in Austin. I'll be in Austin, Texas. March 14th, Austin. I will be there. Meet and greet and early birthday celebration. My birthday's actually the 21st, but I'll be celebrating with you guys. You come with me on the 14th. I'll put the link in there. I said this, I did advertise for this before, but I realized that a lot of times my live have more people on it than just when I do regular posts because of the algorithms. And so I'm gonna try to come back live again this week sometimes in between my clients. But if I don't, please forgive me. But I hope you had a good time tonight. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate all the support. I wasn't here for 3 weeks because, I usually do a little sabbatical before I come back. Well, hello, South Africa. What an honor. Thank you. Is it Tayson? Thank you so much for being here. South Africa in the house. That's what I'm talking about. Beautiful continent of Africa. And some beautiful, we were just talking about some of the most beautiful outfits that the women wear, the beautiful colors and the beautiful headdresses. Just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Africa is so beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me here. All right, Missouri. As a matter of fact, we will be in Kansas City, Missouri in August from the 7th. So let me see, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We will be in Kansas City. My mother, Apostle Helen Sadley, your destiny helper, will be having her conference, Each Process Leads to Freedom, in Kansas City, Missouri from the 7th to the 9th in August. The registration will be up soon so that you guys can register for her conference. We will be in Missouri in August. I hope that you'll be able to join us. I will have my conference the last July, the last Saturday of July. I think is the 24th. I have to go back and look, but it's the last Saturday of July. I will be having my conference, and then Apostle Sadler, I believe she will be in Kansas. We will be in Kansas the week before my conference. So I'll put out more information about that. And you guys know my coaching institute is coming up. I will be doing a free webinar on that. And I will be in Austin, Texas, March 14th. I want to make sure that I get to meet you, greet you, laugh and joke with you, because we like to laugh. We like to cry. Not so much cry, but we like to laugh, cry and laugh, and we like to eat. So please join me. I hope you guys had a great evening. Thank you for joining me. You guys have a wonderful night. Give me a minute and I'll post the link. My moderators have been posting the link, and I will post the link as well so that you guys will see it under the comments. So if you come back to the replay, it'll be in the comments. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening, you guys. Good night, everybody. Good night.